That's it. Let your legs be slightly apart, so we're gonna be on the block, on our backs, with the legs in the air, and the legs are slightly apart from each other, with a soft bend in the knee. Or a big bend in the knee. And just slow down your breathing. If this, brings you to a point where you're uncomfortable, just take your block out, lay on your back. You can even put your legs up on the wall. Legs up on the wall, the Burrito Karani pose. So just allowing the weight of your legs and gravity to drop you into your hip, and then be supported by the block on all sides. I'll just come this way for a little bit. If it feels okay for you, comfortable and comforting, take your arms overhead with a little bend in the arms and just let the arms rest overhead. So you're in a fairly relaxed position here. And continue to breathe into your spaces. Continue to feel, just let the legs feel heavy into the socket. Let's just stay here for 2 more breaths. Is that okay, Daisy? 2 more rounds of breath, full inhale, exhales. And go ahead and bring your feet down to the floor, one or both together. Let your knees knock in towards each other. And again, feel your weight heavy on the block. So you're not trying to lift yourself up like a glute bridge or anything like that right now. Walk your heels underneath your feet or underneath your, in line with your hips, your sitting bones. Take your right ankle above the left knee. Open the knee up. And again, just using the weight of gravity and your leg, just let the leg open. And the arms can stay where they are. If you like to move them, move them. Take a breath as you bring the leg up and back down to the floor. Take the left leg as you empty the breath on top of the right ankle. Let the knee open out. Now, I just noticed in myself that as I drop my left hip down, my right hip wants to lift a little bit. So try to keep your hips level, your pelvis level, and just let the left knee drop out. So sometimes even especially I, have to be reminded of these things. Okay, take this next breath to release the leg. Bring the feet on the floor. Release your arms down by your side. Lift your hips up. Now a little action. And then exhale, articulate down. Hug your knees up to your chest. Right hand, right knee. Left hand, left knee. Make circles. And then reverse the circles. Come back to the center. Put your feet back on the floor. Once again, cross your right leg over your left leg, just the ankle, and then drop both legs over to the right side. You can support your right leg with a block underneath the thigh if it feels a little bit more, comfortable for you. Uncross the leg, come back to center, inhale. Take your left leg on top of the right leg as you exhale. Take it over to the left side. And drop down or be supported by a block. Inhale and return to center. Release your legs. Exhale, draw both knees back up to your chest. Hands underneath the thighs. And now rock on your spine, make circles in one direction. And then reverse. back to center. And then you can keep your hands under your legs and start to rock and roll until you come to a seated position. Take the soles of your feet together and extend your legs out in front of you. If you'd like, you can take a block and place your feet on top of the block. And that might just feel slightly different. Take your hands underneath your calves and fold over and grab a hold of the block with your hands if you're using it. I'm going to push mine away a little bit. And let your head come down, or if you have a second block and it's got enough space, you can let your head rest on the block. So just let your body, and so keep the legs open, not like a really close grip into your groin. Pull the belly in and round your spine a little bit. And just let go of the neck and shoulders. Let everything be released. Good. Now, let's keep the left hand right where it is. And inhale, take your right hand. First, take it on your right thigh and open up your twist to the right side. You can stay with that. Or stretch your arm up and lean over to the left. Feel your fingertips to the outside of your hip, nice and long. I feel like I'm getting a sunburn through my window with the sun right in my eyes. One more breath. Exhale, come back to center. Bring the right arm back down. Keep the right arm where it is. Take your left arm on your thigh and open up and twist to the left. If you like it, stay there, or take the arm up and over. Ooh, nice. Good. Inhale, return your left hand down. Fold forward one more time. And then pull your belly to your spine like a cat pose. Roll through your spine, come up. If you have a block underneath your feet, take the block out and then move it back. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Place your hands down behind you. Lift your hips up onto the block. Keep the knees wide. Take your arms on the inside of your legs and either bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you or the block. Or you can sit up in a prayer. Hug your knees around your triceps. So get your elbow down a little bit lower so you're not just elbowing in. Kind of like what we would do for a concentration curl. Yeah, breathe. Sit up a little taller in the spine if your hands are at your heart. And once again, leave your left hand to the floor. Right hand, you can still nudge with the arm, and then if you'd like to open up the right arm, and maybe some of you will take your right arm behind you into the left inner thigh, and some of you might even take a full bind, reaching your left arm in front of your shin, looking up and over to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Release your arms back to your prayer. Exhale, take your right arm outside your right leg or right in front of the foot. Left arm you can keep the elbow, the hand, or maybe take the left arm up and then back behind you, grabbing inside your thigh. And again, some of you might take a full bind. Strap or towel is always welcome. Good. If you're bound, release it. Come back to center. Hands on the inside. Lift your heart up. Exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. Lift your hips up. Bring the block back to the outside of your feet. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Turn your feet forward. And just interlace your fingers. Place them behind your head. Take your elbows by your ears and fold forward. Shift your weight to the balls of your feet. Tuck the belly into the spine. Let your head come down. Push pressure into the ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, the big toe, little toe. Keep that action as you roll up through your spine slowly. Keep your hands there. Lift your head up. And then open up your chest and shoulders. I'm just going to change my camera a little bit. And so open up and then extend your spine. So perhaps a little bit more of a back bend. Just lift from the middle upper back as opposed to your lower back. Good. Inhale back to center. Stretch your arms up. Open the arms, make them bent arm like a cactus. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down. Forward fold, let your body come down. Bend one knee, then the other, just walk it out a little bit. And then stay in some stillness in your forward fold. Shake out your head yes or no. Inhale, release your hands. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, palms to the floor. Step to downward facing dog. Hips high in the sky. And again, here you can walk one leg at a time out a couple times or stay in stillness when you're ready. Biceps by the ears. Measure your down dog to plank. Shoulders over wrists, look forward, belly in, dome your upper back. Exhale, hips in the air, downward facing dog. Inhale, rise on your toes, shift to a plank. Keep your toes tucked under, shift forward and just drop your hips down. Lift your heart up. Good, now bring your knees to the earth. Release your toes, push back to child's pose. Reach your arms all the way out. Spread your fingers. Walk your hands as wide as the mat, like we did with our legs. And breathe a little deeper across the sides of the body, but also shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, waist to waist. Inhale, return to your hands and knees. Move the hands a little bit closer. In fact, move your hands a little bit closer to the middle as the right foot steps on the outside of the right hand. And for today, I'll turn my block. Take your toes to the right. Plant your hands on the floor or the block, or blocks. And just lower your hip down to the floor. Take your right hand on top of your right thigh. Turn your torso to the right. Drop through the left hip. Good. Inhale, return to the center, hand on the inside. Turn your right toes forward, turn your left toes to the right. You can place your right hand on a block, left hand to your hip. Open up tricep and inner thigh together. Left arm comes up. Reach your fingers up. Tuck your tailbone beneath you. Good. Inhale, bring your left hand behind your back. Grab the inner thigh if it's available. Or take a full bind if it's available. Open up your shoulder chest. So your left shoulder should be open. And now sink a little bit forward towards your right leg. Breathe in, breathe out. Press down firmly through your right foot. Inhale, rise up, release your bind. It's like a warrior two. Left arm down, right arm up. Reach back. Side stretch. Inhale, hands on either side of the foot. Turn yourself forward. Adjust your blocks if they're in the way. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Downward facing dog as you exhale the breath. Walk your dog. Inhale, release up onto your toes again. Shift forward to plank. Measuring out. And then shift forward, lower your hips towards the floor. Lower the knees, push back child's pose. Reach your arms wide across the mat. Inhale, return to your hands and knees and send your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Turn your toes to the left side and drop in. Hands on the floor of the block, you choose. Inhale, right hand stays, left arm opens as you twist to the left side. Keep pressing the right hip forward, let go. Relax the neck and shoulders. Inhale, release your left hand down. Turn your left foot forward, turn your right foot to the left side. Left hand again on the floor or the block. Right hand to the hip. or bring it up over your head. Stay there or take a bind, right arm behind you. Maybe grab the inside of your thigh, and some of you might be able to reach underneath for a full bind here. As long as the right shoulder stays open. And then hinge a little forward for your left leg. If you're bound, release it gently. Rise up, warrior two on your knee, sink a little bit down. Gaze to your left middle finger, or to infinity as they say, right arm down, left arm up. And then once again, hinge forward. Inhale, rise back up. Hands on the inside, spin your back foot forward. Adjust your blocks, take your right toes underneath you, and step back, left leg to right, downward facing dog. Inhale, high on your toes, shift forward, engage your quadricep muscles. Look forward, this time bend your elbows, go halfway down. Chaturanga, upward dog or low cobra. Downward facing dog, hips up. Bring your feet together. Inhale, right leg lifts high in the sky. Open your right hip, bend the knee. Drop your right shoulder level to the floor. You can open up the hip and the knee. Flex and point through the foot. And then find that little stillness as you hang. Opening up your right hip, but your right shoulder stays down. Inhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Shift forward. Send your right foot to the center, right foot in between your hands. Take a block on the outside of your right foot as you spin your left foot to the top left side of your mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up and open, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, straighten your front leg. Inhale, rebend your knee. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale. Good. Bend your knee. Straighten and hold. Inhale. Exhale, rise up. Turn your right toes to the left. Hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Knuckles down. Heart lifts. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Hang your head towards the floor. Soften your knees to get there. Shift your weight a little forward. And then decide when you're down, is it appropriate to straighten your legs? Inhale and exhale. Good. Release your hands under your shoulders or perhaps to the block. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. Sit back. Inhale, bend your right knee. Sit back. Two more times to the left. Inhale, back to the right. Exhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Turn around to face the front of the room. Step back to high plank, chaturanga, or any variation to get to downward facing dog. Hips in the air. Inhale, bring your feet together and lift your left leg up. Exhale, open your left hip, bend the knee, drop it back. Keep your left shoulder pointing down or underarm pointing down. You can open the hip and knee, flex and point, or stay in some stillness. One more breath here. Take the left knee to the left tricep, shift forward. Take the left knee to the center, shift forward. Step the left foot in between your hands. Have a block nearby should you want it. Turn your right toes on their side. Inhale, open up, warrior two on the other side. Exhale, reverse, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, just stand up, straight legs. Take your left toes to the right. Take your arms behind your back and place the other finger behind you. Knuckles down, heart lifts. Inhale. Soften the knees forward, fold. Exhale. Head down, arms up. Let go of any tension in your neck, your shoulders. So start your bends with a bent knee, and then when you get down there, you decide if it's appropriate for you to have straighter legs. Inhale, release your hands under your shoulders, look up. Exhale, bend your right knee, send it out. Inhale back to center, high center. Exhale, bend your left knee. Good morning. And do the right side again, so a little side to side skandasana. One more time to the right side. And to the left side, spin it around to the front, step back. Chaturanga to downward dog or skip it. Feel free to warm yourself up if you need more, Cindy. And downward dog is in the air. Feet back together at the back of the mat. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, come forward, right tricep. Step it through the center. Right foot, turn the left foot on its side. Open up, warrior two, face the left side, exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, keep it upright. Turn your right toes to the left. Interlace your fingers, knuckles down, heart up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, release your hands, look up. Exhale, bend your left knee. Inhale, bend your right knee as you exhale. Turn around to the front. Step back, hide a little plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, or just dog, or take 10 push-ups, hips up in the air. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, open the hip. Bring the elbow to the tricep, to the center, and step it through. Turn the back foot on its side. Inhale, open warrior two. Exhale, straighten, release, reverse. Inhale, come back to center, stand up, turn your left toes to the front. Take your arms behind you, other finger grip, knuckles down, lift your heart. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, release your hands, look up. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale through center, exhale, bend your left knee, spin it around. Step back, chaturanga, it's a long breath, or take an extra breath in there. Upward dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right leg up, open your hip. Exhale, knee to tricep, knee to center. Step it through, turn your back foot on its side. Open up warrior two, inhale. Exhale, straighten and reverse. Inhale, turn to the right side. Exhale, this time take a hold of your big toes. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, draw your head down towards the floor, elbows towards the side or back a little bit. Stay in this fold or take yourself upside down if that's in your practice today. We'll stay for a couple breaths. Meet us wherever you are. Good, if you're upside down, come back down. Take your time, inhale, look forward. Exhale, hands under the shoulders. Bend your left knee, turn your toes slightly out. Take your left hand on the inside of the left foot. Right arm comes up, left hand can be on a block or the foot. So your toes are to the diagonal. They're not straight out to the back side. They're towards the top corner of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, just gonna tie my hair back. Good, take your arm over your head. Inhale, rise up. Turn your back foot forward, turn everything forward. Hands to the floor, left hand on the floor block. Right arm opens up, twist. Hug your hips to midline, inhale. That sky looks beautiful today. Exhale, hands down, step back, high to low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, open your left hip. Exhale, bring it to the tricep, bring it to the center, step it through. Turn your back foot on its side, open up, warrior two. Look, I'm a poet. Exhale, straighten front leg, reverse. Inhale, come back up to standing, turn your left foot forward. Inhale, forward fold, bend your knees, and then grab the outside of your feet. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, make whatever adjustments you need on your feet. Maybe shorten the legs, stance together, and let go, shake out yes and no. Good, one more breath, shift your weight to the balls of your feet. Inhale, look forward. Release your hands. Take your right toes to the corner, back corner of the mat. Bend the knee. Walk your right hand to the inside. Left hand in and up. Pull your tailbone underneath you. Lift your waist away from you. Breathe. maybe overhead. Good, now one more breath. Exhale, release your hands. Walk around, face the front of your space. Left arm up, right arm down, twist. Inhale, release your hands, step back, high to low plank. Meet in downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now go ahead and walk your feet midway up your mat. Take your hands, lengthen your spine, hands right in front or in line with your toes or on blocks. Bring your hands then to your hips, rise up to standing. Good. Place your hands on your back. Fingers in either direction. Lift your chest. Inhale. And exhale. Stand up tall. Bring your feet a little closer together. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bend your knees like chair pose. Lift your right heel up. Float your right leg up and cross ankle knee. Like we did in our warm-up, hug your hips into the center. Now, bring your hands to prayer and bring your right hand on the inside of your thigh, left hand to your ankle. All right, so stay nice and low with your hips. Stay upright with your torso. Blocks are fine. Bring the hands back to prayer, stand up. Keep the ankle there for a moment. Then release the ankle, open up. Place the foot on the inside for tree pose. Toes down. Hug your left hip in. Tailbone underneath you. Open your arms to a T. Reach your arms in, all the way up. Hug your left hip in a little bit closer. Inhale, bring your right leg forward. Exhale, float arms and legs down. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Keep the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, chair pose. Put your weight into your right leg. Lift your left heel. Float it up and cross ankle, knee. Bring your hands to your heart. And then you can place the left hand on the inside, right hand to the ankle. Hug your hip into the center. Flex your left foot. Yeah. Grab onto anything you need to. It's okay. Balance is, balance is balance. Keep your torso upright, but try to drop your hip down. Ooh, hands to heart. Press down, rise up. I'm going to fall. I'm going to tumble. Open up your left leg. Hug your right hip in. Guide it into tree pose. Toes down. Inner thigh and foot suction towards each other. Tuck your tailbone under. Bring your hip in, but so try not to have an arch in your lower back. Right? So really think about shifting that pelvis safely. And take what you want with your arms for a moment. And then open them out to a T. And balance. And bring your right leg forward. Exhale everything down. Separate your feet. Soften your knees, fold forward. Take your big toe grip. Inhale, lengthen. Thumbs underneath the toes. Toes and fingers push away from each other. Exhale. Elbows out, head to the shin. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Now, hold on with your right foot. Take your left hand to your hip. Option, stand up and bend your right knee, grab the big toe. Right, so you're either going to stand up with your foot connected from the floor, or you're going to come up and stand up and take your foot. Left hand to your hip, open your right hip out, hug your left hip in. Stay here, hold the knee if you'd like. Take the arm out if you'd like. And extend your right leg out to the right side. Open up. Good. So think more about the standing leg, nice one. Think more about the standing leg being really drawn in. And I don't know if your camera froze or you're really being still today. No, awesome. All right, so you want to keep your right hip a little bit lower. You don't want to hike it up too much. If your leg is out and open to the side, bend the knee and place it back in tree. Hands to prayer. Hug your left hip in. Now just sneak your right ankle above your left knee. Bend the knees. And, woo, my balance is really off today. Exhale, come back down a little bit. Or a lot to the floor. To your hands on a block. Or an arm balance. Wrap your right foot around your left tricep. I'm looking. I know who can do it. And who will. Breathe in, breathe out, sit a little deeper. If you are in the air, put the left foot back on the floor. Bring your hands to your heart. And then slowly rise up. Release your feet, separate them. Release your arms. Take a breath. Good. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer. Bring your feet a little closer. Up. No, let's forward fold. Shall we? Come down. Once again, grab your big toe grip. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, keep your right hand to your hip. Left hand holds on to the big toe. Or you stand up and then bring your foot up. Good, Lauren. You got it, guys. All right. So come up. Take your time. If you're like me and your balance is a little shaky today, take some time. Arm out can be out for balance. Open your hip out to the side. Yeah. And then extend the leg. Really nice, guys. Yeah. Don't worry about the height of the leg. Keep the hips level. I don't care if the leg is straight or not. Your right arm can be out to kind of counterbalance. One more breath as you bring the leg in for tree. Hands to prayer. And then sneak the foot, ankle above knee. Exhale, bend the knees, drop a little lower. Hands to the floor or the blocks or on top of your shin. And if you're taking the arm balance, left foot wraps around your right tricep. Drop your seat lower. Take your time. If you're in the air, start to bring your right foot down. Hands to your heart. Slowly come on up. Release. Feet down. Now separate your feet again, hips width. This time fold forward. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Wrap your big toe around your wrist. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, send some weight to the wrist. Give a little relief to the wrist. Hang your head down, shake it out, yes and no. Inhale, look forward. Release your hands. Open up your feet as wide as your mat. And then drop your seat down and you can sit back on the block like we did earlier. Bring your hands to your heart center. Sit up tall, crown of the head to the tailbone. Inhale and exhale. Now, a little different for some of you, but this is the way I was taught, and this is what I kind of like to do. Plant your hands forward. Keep your knees wide. Shift your weight forward and lift your heels. So your knees are on the outside of your arms. Lift 1 foot or 2 feet off the floor. Look forward, bring your feet together, or you can put your feet on a block and lift your hips up a little higher for a wide-legged, look forward, Ken. Yeah. There you go. Crow pose. So again, some of you take the arms, the knees behind the triceps, which is absolutely fine. But for today, we're just working in this wide hip anyway. If you're up in the air, come back down into your garland pose. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now shift your hands down forward again. Lift your hips up. Walk or step back to plank. Or jump back, I should say. Hold your plank. Inhale. Shift to your right hand. Spin onto your right side. Left arm in the air. Right hip lifting. You can also have your right knee on the floor. If you'd like to float your left leg up and place it above or below the knee for tree. Left arm overhead. Keep lifting your right hip up. So you're going to tend to drop down there. Keep the foot where it is or not. Hand down, tree plank. Now take your left knee to your left wrist. Shift forward. Walk your right foot back behind you. Stay upright for a breath. Or put a block underneath your hips. Good. Exhale, fold down. Come on back down towards the floor. I'm going to be here for a few moments, so settle in. Find your place, find your comfort zone, and then perhaps move a little bit out of it. So find a little bit more space. If you're easily comfortable here, sometimes a block under the shin of the right leg will help to elevate that right hip, and you'll feel a little bit more energy into the hip flexor area. And let go, let go. Couple more breaths. Inhale, hands to the floor, tuck your back toes underneath you. Exhale, three-legged dog, left leg opens up. Just shake it out, get rid of the tension in the hip knee. And then lower your foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift to your high plank. Come onto your left side, knee down if you like. Stack your feet, stagger, lift. And if you'd like to, lift the right leg up and place it above or below the knee. Plank pose, tree pose. In plank, right arm overhead. Keep lifting your left side body up and in. Stay with it. Choose to come back to plank with your foot in tree. Or release it. And then take your right knee to your right wrist. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Have a block if you'd like to sit a little bit more upright, or if you'd like to take a little pressure from the hip knee. Inhale, and then walk yourself forward. Exhale, stay for a bit. Go inside. Start to discover what's going on in your bodies. And as Lauren said earlier, be smart. Listen to your bodies on those days that, little tweaks and things happen that just don't feel great, and adjust. Relax, release. Don't force. And we make small tweaks when we're in a pose. We aren't in complete stillness as much as we think we are. So sometimes there's a little bit more release that can happen. The left hip could drop down a little bit more. The left foot could go back a little bit more. The right heel might come a little bit closer in or out. All right, take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, bring your hands back. If you're on a block or support, remove it. Tuck your left toes under, extend your right leg up and open, just drop it back. Just the hip, the shoulders stay square. And lower your foot to the floor, downward facing dog. High on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Jump or walk to sit on your hips. Bring your legs out in front of you. I'll turn a little bit to the side of the camera. All right, move the flesh out from underneath you. Bend your right knee in line with your sitting bones. So take a fist in between your foot so that you have space between your foot and your inner thigh. Bring your left hand behind you to lift you. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Reach forward, and then take your right arm to the outside of the right leg or bind behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Facing over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. If you're bound, release it. Take your foot on the inside of your left leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Hold on to the floor, the foot or a strap or a towel. If you're very flexy, you can put a block in front of your foot. Reach around the block. If you don't have a block, grab your opposite wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Level out your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk yourself back up. If you have a strap or towel, just move it to the side. Stretch your right leg out, shake it. I'll bring my feet together this way. Good, adjust the sitting bone flesh. And then bend your left knee. Line up your left heel with your sitting bone. Fist in between your inner foot and inner thigh. Right hand comes behind you. Inhale, stretch your left arm up in the air. Exhale, reach out to the inside of your left thigh or your left calf. And then take a bind or just stretch your arm out to the side. Bring yourself upright and then twist. Try to stay as level in your hips as you can. Again, there'll be a tendency to rock more into the right side than the left. That's why you want to keep your left leg out a little bit longer. One more breath, twist. Empty the breath, come back to center, release the bind, and just bring the sole of the foot into the inside of the right thigh. Inhale, stretch your arms up, use a strap or towel, a block or your hands, and fold over your right leg. Inhale, and exhale. Couple breaths. One more. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands, lean back, release your leg. Stretch your legs all the way out in front of you. Lift up the flesh, rock it side to side. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Grab a hold of your feet, your strap, your towel, your block. Inhale. Keep a long spine. So rather than bringing your chin to your chest and your head to your knee, think about keeping the length in the spine and perhaps bringing the whole body on top of the thigh. Go to your length. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, lift up. Release your hands, sit up. Just take a look behind you. Make sure you're in a good space to roll yourself down onto your mat and take yourself all the way down to the floor. I'm just going to adjust. When you get there, bring your knees to your chest. Rock on your spine again. One direction and in another direction. Come back to center. Slide your hands down the front of your ankles. Bring your feet to the floor. Arch your back. That's where it wants to go. Try not to let your knees knock in or open, but try to keep them in line with your sitting bones. If you have to release your feet with your hands, go ahead and release your feet. Tilt your pelvis now. This time, now the back is imprinted. Turn your pubic bone up towards the sky. Start to peel yourself off the floor, bridge pose. Bring your arms underneath your back. Support your back if you like with a block or your hands. Just don't turn your head. Push down firmly through both feet. Imagine that you have a block in between your knees, and of course if you want to, you could put your block there. Stay up a little bit longer. Just press down firmly through the feet. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale, articulate down. Don't bring the knees into the chest just yet. Bring your knees towards each other. All right, turn your heels back in line with your sitting bones. Second time, again, you can be supported if you'd like. Lift your hips up into your bridge. You're going to either take your arms underneath if you're not on a block, or maybe you'll bring your hands by your shoulders and come up into your big wheel. If you're up, try to stay with the knees coming in a little bit closer, like you still have that block between your knees. If you do, great. And then when you're ready, take the upper mid, lower back to the floor. And now once again, bring your knees into your chest. Oh, this is on 2 playlists this weekend. Cross your right leg all the way over your left leg. Grab your ankles, heels, tailbone down on the floor. Inhale, open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right. Let your knees fall over to the left side. Spinal twist. You might feel or hear some snap, crackle, pops. It's okay. Left hand can be on top of the right thigh. Right arm can be over the head. Or a little deepening of the stretch. Choose where you need to be. And then open your arms to a T. Inhale back to center. Exhale, uncross, knees to chest, hug it in. And then take your left leg over the right, grab the ankles, shins, or toes. Inhale, open your arms to a T, shift your hips left. Let your knees fall open to the right side. You can have the right hand outside the thigh, left arm overhead. And then open your arms back to a T. Inhale back to center. Exhale, uncross, hug the knees all the way up to the chest. Lift your head and shoulders to meet. Exhale, lower your head, extend your legs, stretch your arms all the way over your head. Reach all the way out of your midline. Breathe in deeply and find more length as you exhale. Bring your arms by your side. Support yourself if you'd like to be supported with anything, a block, a bolster, if you want to be covered, or if you have another pose that you like to take before you get into your final resting pose. Thanks, Laura. And just start to let everything go. So lay down, stay in stillness. Surrender all your efforts into the earth. Shavasana. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.